you all don't know, this is a co-founder of NSA. You know, so he's responsible for NSA alone. So please give it up for him. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Okay, are you there? Thank you.
With the same mentality that created it. The problem of the invisible children of Africa was created by inaction. People sitting around. And there is somebody who knows a little bit about sitting around. He is my hero in many ways. You might have heard his story. His name is Larry Walters. Larry Walters made international and national headline news when he did something that he had always dreamt about. You see, Larry Walters always wanted to be a pilot. But for one reason or the other, Larry Walters could never just quite qualify to be a pilot. But Larry Walters had one dream. And that was to one day fly over his neighborhood at 200 feet in the sky. So Larry Walters, sitting down on his front lawn, on his chair, thought to himself that if he could buy enough balloons and tie them to a chair, he could achieve his dream of flying over his neighborhood. So Larry Walters goes to the weather balloon store and buys 45 weather balloons. Now for those of you that don't know, a weather balloon is a huge balloon that is sent up to the sky to get weather information. So Larry Walters takes 45 of these balloons, fills them up with helium, and ties them to a chair. True story. Then goes into his house and gets a peanut butter jelly sandwich, just in case he got hungry. Gets some cans of sodas, just in case he got thirsty. Then gets a BB gun. Now the whole idea of the gun was that when he reached his wanted object, he would pop each balloon one at a time to come back to the ground. So armed with his peanut butter jelly sandwich, armed with cans of sodas, and armed with a BB gun, Larry Walters gets 3 of his crazy friends to let him loose from the ground. Larry Walters, unfortunately, doesn't make it to 200 feet. He doesn't even make it up to 100 feet. Not even 50 feet, not even 20 feet. Larry Walters shoots up 10,000 feet in the sky. The first people to see Larry Walters was an actual aircraft. And you can imagine what they were thinking in an airplane cabinet when they saw a man with a lawn chair, tied with balloons, peanut butter jelly sandwich, cans of sodas, and a BB gun. They went crazy. Larry Walters literally shut down the Los Angeles air flight space for over an hour. And when Larry Walters came to the ground, he was greeted by all sorts of TV stations. CNN, Sky News, even NTA was there. And they asked Larry Walters 3 questions. The first question they asked Larry Walters was, were you afraid? Larry Walters said, yes. Second question they asked Larry Walters was, will you do it again? And Larry Walters said, hell no. The third question they asked Larry Walters was, why did you do it? And Larry Walters' answer amazed me. Not only amazed me, it inspires me. Larry Walters said, a man just can't sit around. A man just can't sit around. We just can't sit around. When there's a child out there in Uganda that will get kidnapped this night and forced to fight a war that he doesn't want to fight, we can't sit around when a Ugandan child is going to get raped repeatedly over and over and over again. We just can't sit around when a child is left to starve and die. Because when a child dies of starvation, it's not what you see on TV. They just don't go to sleep and fail to wake up. It's a slow death. First of all, their fat goes. The body starts eating its own self. Starting with the fat, the muscles, the liver, and then the heart. And finally, the heart is gone and it's not able to pump any more blood. That child dies. And That, my friends, is an epidemic. And we don't solve an epidemic by sitting around. We don't solve an epidemic by blaming the world and calling out for America to save us. We solve an epidemic by getting up and doing something. That's the only way and best way that we can solve an epidemic. Every time I get up here, I believe that when I speak, I can influence change. I believe that one voice can change a room. And if one voice can change a room, it can change a city. And if that voice can change a city, it can change a state. And if it can change a state, it can change a country. And if it can change a country, it can change a continent. Your voice can change Africa. All you need to do is get up and do something. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. One more time. Please give it up for him, please. Thank you for the work.